So hey, how's it going? First of all, I don't know if you guys know this, but we got a huge investment from a Chicago area business who you probably know and maybe even use their stuff. North Shore Adult Diapers. They gave us a bunch of money, and I used it on two things. The set behind me, which, unlike Chuggo, actually comes with a desk, so you don't have to look at my groin the whole time. And then that open, the little Discipio Media Ventures thing. I blew all the money on that. Maybe not the smartest thing I've ever done, but it's worth it. So anyway, what I thought we would do real quickly is take advantage of this visual medium to take the Who Do You Love 2025 Chicago Sports Media Survey that Jon Greenberg, our friend Jon Greenberg and my former editor at The Athletic, put out. Not just because you can vote for my podcast. I guess this is actually not the podcast. This is just a video that's going to go in the newsletter. But because it's of great interest to everyone. So let's take the survey. It doesn't take that long to do it. First question, which is your favorite sports radio station? And the answers, of course, are 670 The Score or ESPN 1000. But what about local NPR? What about Cheryl Ray Stout? What if that's where you get your sports news? It always cracks me up that she's covering these sports. Like, who the fuck is listening to NPR for their sports news? I don't know. Honestly, with this one, I guess I'm just going to say ESPN 1000. You'll find out in the next question. I don't listen to either one of them very much anymore. For a while I used to listen to them like everybody else. And then I got so it was only if something like breaking news and I wanted to find out what was going on, I would listen to them. But now it's why do we need them? Anyway, so we're just going to say ESPN 1000 because, Cap works there. Although, honestly, what do you need other than a recap? But podcast where he just yells at you. I'm going to scream for 20 minutes. So do you listen to Chicago Sports Radio? Our choices here are yes regularly, yes sometimes, no but I used to, and no I hate everything about it. Can you answer the last two? No? We're just going to say no but I used to. Who's your favorite sports radio show in Chicago? Now when you say you don't listen to it anymore, should you answer this question? Well, there's a lot of things you shouldn't do, but we're going to do it anyway. Mully and Haw, I think, is the worst. It's terrible. Honestly, I don't know how. His show is so bad, I don't know how it sticks to the audio tape. But there's an old joke. Cap and Hood. I mean, if you make me listen to one, I would 100 out of 100 times, I would listen to them instead of these dipshits. Rahimi and Harris. Who is this guy? Like, I don't know who he is. All of a sudden, he was just doing stuff with Bernstein. I'm like, I don't know. I don't find him terribly interesting. I do like Layla. She's always been good. Carmen and Yurko? No. Come on. Carmen never will make a definitive stance on anything. And then Yurko is fine. Everybody likes him. But yeah. No. Spiegel and Holmes. Maybe. So I'm going to say Waddle and Sylvie. He made me listen. I listened to them. Who's the best sports radio host in Chicago? There should be a thing. If you click on Mike Mulligan, you start to stutter like him, but you also you get a shock through your phone, or in this case, I'm using an actual computer. David Hook. Oh, come on. He's the worst. The fact that that half-assed White Sox, Blackhawks, Bulls network has him on it all over. Jesus, could you find a less charismatic dipshit to be the face of your network than that guy? Cap, everybody loves Cap. He's fun to make fun of. He's genuinely a nice guy. Says a lot of dumb shit. It makes it entertaining. J Hood, nobody doesn't like J Hood. Layla, she's good. Marshall Harris, I can't even think of his first name. He's a non-entity to me. No. I like Lawrence, always have. Spiegs, he gets a little on my nerves sometimes, but he's fine. And he also, super nice guy. And Sylvie and Waddle. I'm going to say Tommy Waddle. I think Tommy Waddle is the best for what he's asked to do. Do you miss hearing Dan Bernstein on the air? Yes, no, or yes when something big happens? if it had happened a couple of years ago, I would have answered this one yes when something big happens. But he got to the point where big things would happen, and I still didn't care what he thought. So I'm just going to say no. Would you listen to a Dan Bernstein podcast in the future? I wouldn't listen to one in the present or the past. No, I wouldn't hate listening. I just wouldn't listen. Do you miss Danny Parkins? Handsome Dan. Yes, no, yes when something big happens. We can watch him any day, right? Isn't he on whatever version of Fox Sports that is? Nobody does. Does anybody watch it? Does anybody ever watch this show ever? Has it ever? I just can't imagine. So we're just going to say no. Is the score better or worse than it was a year ago? I mean, my urge is to say the same because I thought it sucked then, but I do think it's worse. So I'm going to say worse. Did the score lineup changes over the past year make you more or less likely to listen? More or less? Same. The brand is strong. No. Less. What is the best show on the score? Oh, come on. Can we just answer Grabber in memoriam? Of this bunch, it would be Spiegel and Holmes. Best show on ESPN 1000. Middle show here, unlistenable. Boredom. Cap and Hood, fine. I guess I'd say Waddle and Sylvie. Now we get to some real torture. Which is the best sports broadcast team in Chicago? Cubs. Cubs radio. Pat, Ron, and Zach. I mean, Zach he ruins it, right? He's him and the fake laughing and his babbling through the fifth inning. No. I didn't know White Sox had a radio broadcast. Much as I like Len, I thought he was selling insurance or funeral plots. Boog, Jim, and Taylor. Honestly, if it was really Boog and Jim and Taylor most of the time, although Elise should be on there. Elise is far superior to Taylor. Taylor's fine. Like, it's fun to make fun of. Not terribly good at her job. At least much better at that same job. But there's just way too much Alex Cohen. I mean, a lot of it. We got a solid 10 games in a row, I think, with Boog. Which I'm sure will end. That'll fall apart in the second half. This thing, Sox TV, come on. No one has ever watched them. Bears radio. You guys, I think you know what I think about Jeff Joniak. He's the worst play-by-play announcer I've ever heard, ever. And what I mean by that is you literally don't know what's happening when he's talking. You cannot follow a football game with him. Thayer hasn't made a relevant point in 20 years. And if you need a sideline reporter who can open a hole for you, that's Jason McKee will do it. Bulls radio, Swirsky, Wennington, and Alyssa Bergamini. Why would anybody listen to the Bulls on the radio? I mean, they're boring enough on TV. You just gotta. Maybe it's better to imagine what it looks like than to actually see it. Adam, Stacy, and Casey. Adam, I think, is really good. I think Casey is fine. Stacy is in small doses, which is basically how I consume his work because the Bulls are boring and irrelevant. This might win by default. Blackhawks TV, Rick and Darren, Wiedemann and Murray on the radio, same thing. They're so irrelevant. I mean, I think the only really of this bunch, who would you actually pay attention to? It would be Cubs TV, Cubs radio, and the Bears, but you can't because you literally, it's not even worth it. God, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Pat and Ron, and I'm sure Zach will take credit for it. But it would be an easy choice, except he's there and he's terrible. Do you listen to Chicago Sports Podcasts? Honestly, this is a weird one for me to answer because the answer really, even though I do one, is somewhere between sometimes and never. Like the only Chicago sports podcast I actually listened to was Hogan John's. And over the last few years, it had become more of a hate list. I really used to like that podcast. That was really good. But when Hogue went to Chuggo, and it'll always be Chuggo to me, I came up with it kind of like the Manfred Man. I feel like the Hogan Johns podcast started to deteriorate because he got so hot takey. It was like, I know, Chuggo's biggest limitation is that they force themselves to generate content at times when there's no content to be generated. And I think it leaks into everything. So with John's going to Chuggo now, I'm not listening to that podcast anymore. So I don't really, honestly, other than my own, which I don't listen to because I just do, I don't think I have a Chicago sports podcast. So I guess it's never, but I listen to national ones, which is kind of sad. Do the score and ESPN 1000 talk too much Bears. Who cares? Why does it matter? It's not worth listening to talk about anything. What's your favorite Bears podcast? Well, here we go. This one I've heard, Hogan Johns. Chuggo Bears podcast? No, I've never listened to a Chuggo podcast. Take the North? No. Is that the weirder one? Jesus, that guy. Terrible. Hallis Intrigue must be, if it's the Sun Times. And BZ. Oh, there you go. That's got to be Finley. So doing that. Bears Weekly. Oh, that's the in-house Bears one. No way. And then the Charter. Who the fuck would even host that? Is that Huh? It's got to be Huh. On this one. I don't even really do a regular Bears one anymore. But I'm just gonna say us. Why not? What is your favorite non-Bears Chicago sports podcast? You'll think I'd made this whole video, which is like over 11 minutes already, just for this question. Maybe, but no. Powers and Lads, never heard it. I'm not enough into hockey. Northside Territory, I still have never heard it. Is it because there was a time when there were 3 Cub writers at The Athletic and there was a podcast with 3 Cubs people on it at The Athletic and I wasn't one of them? It could be. The Full Go, I don't listen to Ringer podcasts except for the Press Box. By the Horns with Cam Smith. Really? I had no idea. Even after they traded to the Astros. Oh, good. White Sox podcast. No, you couldn't make me listen to one of those. Chuggo? No. The Stretch? I don't know what that is. Pointless Exercise? Of course. This is the right answer. I like that he has to put it, because we call the podcast Pointless Exercise and the newsletter because it's a better name than Discipio. But he has to put that in so people know who the hell I am. That's fine. Sox Machine? No. The Au Jus? No. Give me the hot sauce? This can't be a thing. This is a thing? No. Or other? I've got friends who have Cub podcasts. They're pretty good. Like the one that Praz is on. You could say that one, but you should say this one. He should say this one too, just because it's, these write-ins. What is this? A mayoral election? No. Do you watch the local Chicago Sportscast and the evening news? Well, I live in Rockford, so thankfully I don't even have them. Actually, I can. I could watch them all because either on Fire or Roku, you can easily watch the local programming from. I don't watch any of them. Gene Greco still have one? Kind of like we were talking about Gene Greco and Janet Davies should do Bears because they used to have Jack Brickhouse and Cup. So why not? I'd watch that if those two had one. Your favorite TV postgame show? This is an easy one for me. None of these are any good. I mean, I guess Garfien and Ozzy are supposedly entertaining for all 9 White Sox fans. Ozzy's funny and, Chuck's fine. This Marquee thing, I haven't watched it for years. They're terrible. The Bulls, as soon as you don't even make it to the end of the Bulls game, you're going to watch post game? No. Same with the Blackhawks. And then, what is this? No. Wani, Cole Wright and Wani together? No. If it's Jim Miller on it, all I want him to do is talk about the time how that he had a really good 3-game stretch as a Bear quarterback and then flunked a steroid test. I want to hear that story 100 times and that's it. Do you get Marquee and or CHSN? I get them both. I even had I had to put an antenna up at first to get CHSN, and I did, and I didn't watch it. A lot more work to get the antenna hooked back up for me never watch any of it. If you're a Comcast subscriber, did you upgrade your package to get CHSN? I wouldn't have done it. I already had the package that they were on, so I didn't have to. Do you watch Chicago sports radio shows podcasts on YouTube like this one? Which we just started actually doing the video. We've been, video had been available forever. I was just too lazy to do it. Chuggo? No. The recap, of course, you got to watch it. I think, don't tell Dave. I've never watched more than like 5 minutes of one ever, but I don't think anybody has. But as long as he gets the sponsors in at the beginning, he's fine. I will say yes, because that would be true. How do you consume sports on TV? Cable and streaming. I still have cable. I'm old. I like to be able to change channels, although I watch it so infrequently now, it doesn't make any sense. I'm constantly streaming. Like, I have MLB Extra Innings because you get MLB.TV with it. I have literally not watched MLB Extra Innings at all. Basically, what that is, that's a baseball package on Comcast. Because I have .TV, that's what it's better. It's a better product. You can do more stuff with it, so I watch it there. But it's not costing me any money because it costs the same. And I get both. So, for one low price. Do you have an athletic subscription? Yes. I even had to pay for an athletic subscription when I wrote for them. So they were paying me and I was paying them every month. That was great. I think I was paying them more. Who's your favorite current Chicago sports writer? It's Jon. I think he's really good. Who is the best Twitter X or Blue Sky follow? Well, we know what that is. That's pointless exercise on Blue Sky. The only things I post on Twitter these days are the newsletter links, because Elon fucked the whole thing up. Everything. He made it impossible to promote your own stuff. You have to sift through the Nazis, all that crap. It's not worth it. But I'm on Blue Sky all the time, so we'll do that. All right, I'm going to submit it. So go to The Athletic. There's a Greenberg column. I'll put a link in the newsletter that this is going to be embedded in, but if you don't see the newsletter, I can put it in the description of the YouTube video. Take this survey. I don't know when it closes. I didn't see it right away. But it's not my survey, but I'm on that survey. So you might as well fill it out. All right. Thanks, everybody.